The king of demons, Satan, after his defeat now works as a part-timer at McRonalds. The demon king, Satan, after suffering defeat at the hands of the hero Emilia, now works part-time at the local McRonalds. And during one of these days, Satan, aka Maou, encounters a little girl who surprisingly claims that he's her father and Emilia her mother. The show starts as the narrator explains the events that took place on Enti Isle after the fall of Satan and his four generals, Al-Ciel, Lucifer, Malkota, and Al-Jumek. As the remnants of the Satan army are hunted by the knights, a mysterious lady enters the Devil Castle, turning a plant into a golden shape, wondering where it all went wrong. The scene shifts to the Devil's Castle in Japan, where Urashihara is getting berated by the housewife, Ashiya, for being a net. Sadoa heads to work but encounters Emi on the door, who flaunts her high standards of living. Sadoa frustratingly leaves, but notices something. With Sadoa gone, Ashiya starts the housekeeping boot camp for Urashihara. Meanwhile, at McRonalds, Sadoa shows Chiho his new bike. At the Demon Castle, Emi suggests to Suzono that she be careful with her money. Next door in the boot camp, Ashiya shows Urashihara the perks of a semi-automatic washing machine to an automatic one, then how to fold dry clothes. But while doing so, Urashihara notices a presence, thinking it might be a Blatella grammatica or a Periplaneta foliginso. Ashiya, thinking Urashihara is making excuses, leaves for shopping. Later that day, at McRonalds, Chiho asks if she can come together with Sadoa to show Suzono the stalks of flax to burn for the Bon Festival. But Sadoa warns Chiho because of the presence he felt in the apartment room in the morning. Chiho decides to tag along anyway. Meanwhile, at the apartment, Urashihara finally encounters Blatella Grammatica, but it manages to escape. Just then, he's suddenly ambushed by something, and his scream surprises Emi, Suzono, Sadoa, and Chiho outside. The culprit is a cockroach, which Suzono crushes. After getting rid of the problem, everyone gathers to light the welcoming fire for the Bon Festival. But suddenly a gate opens, and a huge golden apple falls out. Sadoa and Emi argue about whose fault it is, and just as Emi is about to swing her sword at Sadoa, suddenly hands emerge out of the apple and stop the sword. Soon, a little girl comes out of the apple, introducing herself to be Atlas Ramas, and reveals a shocking thought that Sadoa is her father and Emi her mother. Alas makes a fuss about being with her mom and dad. Everyone argues over her ownership, but after deducing that she's from Enti Isle, the Devil's Castle takes her in. The next day, Chiho buys some baby appliances from the supermarket and heads to see a sleep-deprived Ashiya who's been taking care of Atlas Ramas all night at the Devil's Castle. Suzono brings food for Ashiya, but suddenly Alas wakes up and starts crying. Meanwhile, Emi, at her workplace, accidentally spills the beans about her and Sadoa to Rika. Back to Alas Ramas, who seems to have calmed down thanks to Chiho. Alas cutely calls Chiho Chini and Suno Suni. Meanwhile, at Emi's workplace, she explains the situation to Rika, and she hands Emi tickets to the amusement park so that Emi may have fun with Alas. Later that day, Chiho and Suzono take Alas to McRonalds, startling Sadoa. Manager Kasaki sees this, making her call Chiho and Sadoa for an explanation. Kasaki advises them that people will start rumors if Chiho keeps visiting Sadoa with a baby, and she gives Sadoa the day off. In the break room, Sadoa tells Chiho that she's the only human he can trust, so he'd appreciate it if she'd keep helping him, making Chiho cry in happiness. Kasaki enters the room and gives him 2 tickets to the amusement park. Later at night, everyone gathers to discuss what to do with the amusement park tickets. Due to Alas's willingness to go with her parents, everyone agrees on Sadoa and Emi taking her. The next day, Sadoa is taking her out to the train station, while a mysterious white-haired lady follows them. At the train station, Ashiya is caught by Chiho for spying on the trio, and they are joined by Rika. Now, all 3 of them follow Sadoa and Emi. Elsewhere in an undisclosed location, a group of men desiring the restoration of the Tree of Life open a gate, and Lucifer takes notice. The day at the amusement park starts with Chiho, Rika, and Ashiya stalking the trio. But due to the heat, Emi and Sadoa decide to buy a hat for Alas. As they are shopping, Emi asks Sadoa about his return to Enti Isle, but Sadoa shows no will to return until he has regained his powers. Sadoa and Emi go along with all of Alas's wishes for the day, like taking her to a restaurant and buying her balloons. They even watch a stunt movie. But while watching the film, Alas remembers something, and a crescent shape starts to glow on her forehead. The two rush her out. While Sadoa goes to buy water, a lady in a white dress appears and returns Alas back to normal, while mentioning that the glow on her forehead is a Sharda Yesod, which Gabriel will come to take back. As Sadoa returns, the lady disappears. With Alas recovered, the trio head for the Ferris wheel. There, Emmy questions Sadoa about why he knew about the crescent. Sadoa tells her that a long time ago he was no stronger than a goblin and was on the verge of death. He was saved by an angel and he received the shard, the same as the one on Alas's forehead, from that angel which he later planted at the Devil's Castle. He thinks that Alas may be a reincarnation of Yesod, a node of Sepi Ha-Ra, the Tree of Life. The reason why Gabriel is after her is that he wants the Sepi Ha-Ra. Emmy and Sadoa leave the amusement park, but upon reaching the Devil's Castle, they encounter Gabriel and his entourage, who have captured Urashihara and Suzono. Gabriel, who claims to be stronger than Satan, demands the return of Alas and Emmy's sword. Sadoa tries to resist Gabriel and plans to make Alas his heir, but fails against his opponent's might. Just as Gabriel is about to crush Sadoa's throat, Chiho gets in the way and pleads for Alas to be left alone. Gabriel relents and offers them one last night together before she returns. Sadoa asks Emmy to stay the night at the Devil's Castle for Alas's sake, to which she agrees. Later that night, Sadoa asks Suzono to explain about the Tree of Life, the origin of life with 10 fruits called Sephiroth that are responsible for balancing the world, while Yesod is one of them and Gabriel guards it. In the present, Emmy asks Sadoa if he wished to fight Gabriel, and Sadoa answers by saying that he's ready to risk his life for his child. Then they decide to sleep together. As they lay together in the dark, Alas asks Sadoa to tell her a story, and he tells her a tale eerily similar to his own past, about how a traveler was saved by an angel who told him about the vast world, and later the traveler became a king, which makes her fall asleep. Emmy, though, asks Sadoa about what happened to the traveler after he became a king. Why did he try to conquer other lands? To which Sadoa answers that the king probably got greedy, an answer that startled Emmy. The three fall asleep, and the first thing they see after waking up is Gabriel, who asks them to either give up the sword or Alas. Helpless, Sadoa gets on his knees and offers Gabriel his life. Instead, Gabriel rejects, but Sadoa confesses to knowing the legend of the ancient King Satan. Hearing this, Gabriel gets serious and starts to choke Sadoa. Alas reveals her hatred of the angels as she activates her powers, turning into a flying torpedo to bombard Gabriel, smashing out the apartment wall in the process. Emmy chases after them, but only manages to get her blade shattered by Gabriel. At the Devil's Castle, Sadoa asks Suzono to take him there, and she does so by shooting him towards Gabriel. Unable to do anything, Sadoa falls from the sky, and just as he's about to hit the ground, Alas saves him. She suddenly disappears, and somehow Emmy reveals a new armor and makes Gabriel retreat to heaven after he whispers something to her. That same day, while retelling the story to Chiho, Emmy reveals that Alas has melded to become part of the sword. Emmy can now manifest either the child or the sword. Later that day, the two see Sadoa in shambles over the loss of the little girl, and Emmy manifests Alas and reunites her with Papa, who ends up in tears at her return. In the post-credit scene, Surreal and Gabriel reveal that it was Lilia, Emmy's mother, who stole Yesod in the first place. What does the future hold for our part-time Satan? Will we ever see him take over Enta Isle? Or will he settle on Earth and live out his life peacefully? Those are the questions all fans want answers to, but this season has revealed that the plot is much deeper. Angels may have ulterior motives, and what's this legend about the old King Satan? Let us hope the next episodes reveal even more.